What's up, y'all? It's Jay here, and welcome back to my channel. So I just want to hop on here very, very quickly because I thought of something the other day, and I felt like it would be a pretty decent story time, and it would kind of validate why I go so hard for transparency and for vulnerability these days. Like, for me, nowadays, transparency is so empowering. I don't care how other people feel about it. I don't care how other people respond to it. For my healing journey, it has been very empowering and freeing. And I feel like a lot of people have benefited from me being honest. So, yeah. So I wanted to share a story. But before I get into that story, make sure you take a moment to comment, and subscribe to any of my other videos that you've liked and to my channel, because we are a growing family and we're very welcoming here. So yeah, if you're here and you spent a lot of time here so far, but you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you waiting on. So get on that and follow me at JDanae1 on Instagram so we can connect even more. Okay? All right. So, story time. Story time of one of the craziest weekends of my life. So, I remember a weekend where my mama allowed me to go over a girl's house. We were pretty close, and she had spent a lot of time over my house on the weekends. And my mama would pretty much cover her expenses. Like, her mama didn't have to send her with any money because, we were close, and my mama liked having her over. And my mom was just like that with all kids. Like, if you coming over our house and your mama don't see you with no money, then you're still gonna be covered. Like, you'll still eat, you'll still have a good time. If we go to the show, you can go. If we go out to eat, I'm gonna pay for you. Like, my mama made sure she covered other people's kids. However, other adults were not the same with me, but we had to learn that the hard way. So I went over this girl house, and she was having a birthday weekend. So it's a whole bunch of kids there. Me, some other girls, and her brother and his friends. So it's a house full of kids. Probably like 7, 8 deep. And we having a pretty decent time. I'm not having the best time per se, because I'm not used to hanging with her and her friends. Like, typically when we would hang out, it would just be the two of us. And I also wasn't, I was kind of social, but not like that social. So it took me a while to adjust to other kids. But they also weren't the nicest. And so at times they would try to make it clear that I wasn't in their circle or whatever. And so I was just try to, connect with her brother and his friends, which was a little bit easier. Or I was just sit by myself. Simple. So then the next day come, and I realized that I'm having the worst cramps ever. So I go and check, and I see that time of the month done came. And I'm just it's just a very, very heavy flow, and it's wearing me out. But the environment did not make me feel like it was safe enough to say, oh, I got my period, or oh, I need some pads or some aspirin or something just to help alleviate the pain and whatever. And so I hid it. I didn't even feel safe enough to go to the girl mama. I didn't want to be like, hey, can I get, because for that weekend, she just made me feel in a way, I was either out of place or I was taking up space. And so just the thought of having to ask her for something just made me feel she gonna make a big deal out of it, or she gonna be mean about it. I didn't want to do it. And so I just went and took a shower and did my best to try to avoid flowing anymore. And mind you, I'm 11 or 12. So then we go to either Hollywood Park or we went to Haunted Trails. It was one or the other. If you from Chicago, then you know what I'm talking about. But we went to one or the other. And when we got there, like, I just really wasn't even into it for real because I had really bad cramps. And I was trying not to, like, bring attention to myself for real. And I was, like, kind of hiding. And it wasn't the hardest because nobody was really paying attention to me anyway. Like, the kids weren't really talking to me. And my friend was kind of just like, you know, she'd check in here and there, but I mean, we was here to hang out with her. She was the mutual person. So, like, I didn't really expect for her to be running up behind me, but I really wasn't talking to nobody. And vice versa. And so then it was time for the mama to give out tokens to play games. And so I went over to her to get mine. And I'm seeing kids with like buckets or cups of tokens. She gave me 4. She gave me 4, which allowed me to play a game. 4 tokens were, I think that was enough for a game or 2. But she gave me 4, and I'm literally looking at these different kids with cups. And I literally remember, because later on I thought about it, I'm just like, ooh, well, maybe she told all them kids to tell their mothers to give them money to come here. But she did not communicate that with my mama, because my mama would have never sent me anywhere with no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if we're going out. If I'm over here with my homie and it's like a sleepover and we watching movies, then it's like, okay, just go ahead and I'm gonna come get you the next day. But we're all at this arcade and I was not prepared. And I also saw her giving out like more than enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was giving out literal like handfuls to these different kids. But to me, she gave 4. Nobody else had the small amount that I had. And I was just like taken aback. Like, wow, like, what am I supposed to do after this? And I went back to her and she was just like, it was almost the kind of like, well, what now type thing. And she never asked me like, oh, did your mama send you money? Did you come with money? Do you want to call your mama to like have her send you something or whatever? Nothing. She was just like leaving me out to dry. And I was just sitting on the side. I was literally sitting by myself at the table where they was like serving the food, the pizza. I was sitting by myself for 85% of the time. People would come and eat, or they'll just like grab something and like run off or whatever. And I would just be sitting there. And then my friend came, was like, oh, you want to play a game with me? And I was like, yeah. Then we played a game, and then she went off with her other friends, and I came back and sat down for the rest of the time. And I don't think, I used to have a phone, like I had a phone on and off. Like sometimes I would have one, sometimes I wouldn't, based off of like my treatment of the phone. Sometimes like my phone would be like trashed, or I mess up like my charging port so I couldn't charge it or whatever. So I don't recall why I didn't call my mama. Like, but I do remember when I went home that night, when my mama came and got me, I told my mama that I didn't have enough to play any games. And my mama was like, why didn't you call me? Because Haunted Trails wasn't that far from where we lived at that point. I didn't even realize that. But she was like, you could have called me and I would have came and brought you some money, because I didn't know that you weren't going to be covered while you were with this woman. Because my mama had the mindset of, I cover your daughter when she with me. You could have covered my daughter. I could have given you the money back. Or you could have told me to send her with money. For some reason, I guess it didn't dawn on us that I was going with them to an arcade or what. I don't know where the mix-up came in, but the mama did not communicate anything like that. And so she was just okay with me just sitting there on the side with my hand on my face looking stupid. with cramps, bleeding my life away on the side, ready to go home. So, you know, I left that weekend feeling like I don't ever want to be left with nobody else's parents. I genuinely hated being with other people and their parents. I'm at that point now, and I feel like I'm trying to grow out of it, but I'm at that point now where I don't like being around other people's families. If you are having something and it's gonna be you with your family and you invite me over, I'm probably not coming. Or I'm gonna struggle, or I'm gonna have to like prep myself for it, because I struggle to trust people in their domain. Because people, when you're in their care, in a way, it's like you kind of have to trust that they'll defend you or take care of you. Like, you got to trust them. And I still don't have that level of trust for real. Like, I got a couple of friends who, like, when I'm with their family, I feel okay. Like, my one of my friends from high school, when I'm around her family, I feel like I'm part of the family. You know what I'm saying? But it's not many people who I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll definitely come around. Oh, they like my people. Like, I don't feel like that about 85% of the people in my life when I'm around their people. And I'm also not gonna, I don't feel like I'm gonna trust other people with my kids are not going to sleepovers. And I'm trying to figure out in the future how I'm gonna ensure that my kids have a decent social life, without me being paranoid, or without me having to be the adult who takes all the kids somewhere instead of trusting another adult with my kid. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna balance that, and I've been thinking about that a lot. But I hated being with other people's parents. I hated being with other adults when I was younger. If my mom had to work and I had to stay with one of her friends overnight, I hated that, because I always felt like they were waiting until my mama was gone to mistreat me some type of way, or be mean, or holler at me for nothing. Like, my experience with other adults was just treacherous. Like, it was just something about me that made them not want to really take care of me, or like make sure I was good. You know what I'm saying? They ain't give me quality care. It always had to be some type of attitude, or some type of don't touch that, don't come in my room, don't open my door, don't do, like, always like just making me feel like I had to walk on eggshells. But that experience with my friend's mama really solidified for me that you don't need to be in other adults' care, because you're not going to be well taken care of. Like, it's something dangerous about that. Which, I mean, not every adult was bogus, but having so many experiences like that made me not trust adults, which kind of explains why many of the times that, you know, I ran into issues, I did not tell even the trusted adults in my life, because I did not feel protected by the majority. And I had people ask, like, why, you know, you always so quick to like invite people around your family, but you don't like going around other people's family? Because I don't trust other people's families, and I don't trust that the people who invited me to hang with their families are gonna have my back. So I'm more into, you could come to my game night, I open my door, you could come stay with us, but I am not coming with your family. I am not staying with y'all. And yeah, you might as well just not invite me. So I'm still working through that, because even when I get married, I'm gonna have to enter another person's family. And so I'm actively working through that. First, emotionally, because I gotta work through them trust issues. I really do. And it just is what it is. I'm honest and grown enough to say I need to work through my trust issues. So it's gonna take a lot of sitting down, even with the younger Jayana, to be like, listen, you went through this. Allow yourself to forgive. Allow yourself to forget. Allow yourself to start fresh. Use your discernment, because there are some people out here who are dangerous, who won't take care of you, who won't ensure that you feel safe in their environment. But not everybody's like that. So yeah, that's my story time for today. I have a lot of others, but I'm gonna leave those for later. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day. I hope you are taking good care of your hearts, and that you are being kind to others. Also, if you haven't already purchased my book, Healing Through Rejection, it's still available on Amazon, so make sure you do that. To the women who are looking for community, accountability, guidance, like just a safe kind of connection with other women, my mentorship is still open. The last day to register for it is November 25th. So if you're interested, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Jaydene1, JAYDENEE1, and we'll get things started. I love y'all. Bye.